Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning into the new session of our current campaign, All for One, A Trail of Ash and Sand. Before we get into tonight's session, a quick reminder, if you like the video, like it. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Now, with all that said, let's get started. So, last time. Just finishing their battle with the Servants of Death, our party members pressed on to their first checkpoint in the town of Sandridge. Whilst walking, Haley opened up about how he didn't like how he used his powers to make his foes end themselves. The party reassured him that everything was okay, but his feelings still lingered. When the party arrived, Barrick was informed that the rooms that were once reserved was given away to refugees, in the town. Shortly after that, Flora found some old circus friends who offered the party a place to stay for the night on the circus grounds. While on the circus ground, we met some interesting people, such as Doc and Mama Gogosh. Mama Gogosh revealed to the party that she's a former wielder of fate, such as Haley and his silent benefactor, the lines between. Mama Gogosh read the fates of the party, warning them of what lies ahead in their path. And lastly, Ruth got a still beating heart of a tiger from Doc from behind a circus tent. So, for something. With all that said, we now rejoin our party as they head to the borderline of Zara. I will say real quick, it won't be just a quick walk for you guys. Did you want to do anything else in the circus before we leave the circus grounds? Or we just want to go, boom, right to the desert?
Let's just say I say goodbye to Mama.
That's fine.
We don't have to role play it, though.
Sounds good. All right, cool. Those who are being a little more observant, the little buggy that Doc had his car, that he had his little makeshift medical tent popped out of, is no longer there, and seems like it had left in a haste due to the skid marks left on the grass that are gone.
Doc,
I'm still concerned.
This is the guy we got the heart from?
he's fine.
And the healing from.
I've known him for years. He's a little bit wonky, and I know he took all my teeth out, but he put them back in mostly correctly, and I think he's okay.
Sam, since Matt wasn't here, can you give him a taste of Doc's voice? I think he deserves to hear Doc's voice.
As you guys are talking about Doc right here, you hear a whisper in the distance. Remember, you never saw me.
Hell no. Absolutely not. Happy to play along. Never saw.
That's essentially what everyone said at the end of the session. Well, anyways, all of you advance towards the borderline. The closer you're getting to the border, you're actually seeing a lot more people, very diverse crowds of people. You see some Aarakocra, bird people. You see some kobold. You see goblins, orcs, all crowded at the border, and there seems to be a protest or just like people are upset and they are yelling at the Great Alliance members, soldiers that are blocking the border right now.
What are they trying to go, like, the direction we're coming from, or are they trying to go back the direction we are going to?
They are trying to get into Zara, but the borders are closed. Barrick speaks up. Yeah, I got word about this. A lot of the refugees have been trying to enter into the desert, but the Great Alliance is not allowing them to do so. The reasoning I'm not too clear about myself, but yeah.
Why do they want to get into the desert?
Well, I mean,
Like we were getting into the desert.
Zara is a place that has, well, basically the Army of the Flame, which is the sitting army that patrols the desert, which also works for the Kingdom of Gorul, is very formidable and is currently not, like, they haven't lost a lot of people to the Servants of Death. So
they think it's safer.
They think it's safer. They're looking for asylum. And I don't necessarily know why or which side is like not allowing these people to come in, but personally, I think it's probably more on the Great Alliance side versus the Kingdom of Gorul side, because
And keep everyone in and not letting people out.
yeah. I mean, you guys know, but you guys all got drafted. You can't draft people if they're not in your country. So.
Hey, Barrick. I just don't understand how someone who has the rebellious proclivities you do is still working for them.
It's a living. Kind of.
I guess.
I mean, they pay like $5 an hour, like salaried wise. So that's pretty decent.
I don't know. I've never worked an hourly wage.
Flashback. Just a heads up. This is based off of the 80s and 90s time period. So
yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we don't know what the economy is like in this world.
It's also wartime.
It is also
Yeah,
wartime.
That fucks with the economy.
So
tuck my tail and ears away and kind of go up to a random person.
Yep.
Excuse me, how long have you been waiting here?
a kobold turns around. I've been camped out at the borderline for about, it's been about a fortnight right about now.
Ooh, that's longer than I was expecting. And you're hoping to get through?
They're just not letting anybody through. They say that they can't let them through, and they're not open up the door. They're not open up the gates.
Okay, well, thank you for your time. Good luck. You have a cute little camp.
Thank you. Best wishes, and one be with you.
You too. Guys, we're not getting through.
Barrett goes, we actually have permission to go through, so we're gonna cut through.
So we're gonna cut the line.
Yeah. Real quick, can everybody, we're just so it's a little bit easier for us. Everyone just want to come in real quick. I'm just going to paint something on your hand real quick, and we're just going to turn invisible so we can just.
So, do we have permission, or are we sneaking through?
We have permission. Whether the guards know that we have permission or not, don't know.
This is like above their security clearance.
This is
basically, we don't want to deal with the chain of bureaucracy.
Yeah. If we don't,
they have to talk to their superiors. You have to run it up the chain all the way to the.
Also, I don't know how it would go if all these people who are currently in a lot of pain and anguish and want just a safer life see a bunch of 7 people walk through those gates and be like, why do they get to go? I kind of want to avoid starting a riot. There's enough problems going on in the world at the moment.
Mm.
You think I could bring my new kobold friend with us?
Yeah, is there a way of...
Or is that not okay?
I haven't vetted him.
Do you hate kobolds?
No. I don't know a lot of kobolds personally, but I have no ill.
I'm pretty sure I just met my first one.
I'm just quickly gonna say maybe the response to I don't have anything against kobolds. Maybe you shouldn't follow that up with I don't know that many kobolds. Maybe you leave that second part out.
Wow. Fine.
Maybe go meet more.
Exactly.
I'm a bit. Are we gonna turn invisible or what?
Yes, we're just messing with you.
Oh my gosh. We exploded out of the back of a train. We walked through a mystical forest, and we destroyed 100 servants in death. I'm just a little bit tired.
I'm gonna kiss him on the nose. You're welcome.
I don't swing that way, buddy, but okay, let's go. It paints a little hand thing in your hands, and you all turn invisible. Easily, you're sneaking through the crowd. Does anyone want to do anything while we're sneaking through the crowd?
Ruth, where are you?
I will put out my hand for Akari.
All right, we're gonna do a luck check here, I guess.
I can't see you.
Let's see if somebody cops a feel of somebody else real quick. I need both Akari and Ruth. Roll me a d20 each. If you get it within 5 of each other, we'll say you found each other. Anything else, you are groping somebody else in the crowd.
I'm aiming high. 11.
14.
All right, cool. You guys are able to link hands. So
We always know where each other.
Hey, how are we, Barrick? How are we staying together?
just walk towards the border. It's right there.
Is there like a fence?
Right. Is there like a gap where we can go in between the people?
There's a gate that's right there. There's like a gate just where there's an opening. Walk towards the opening and don't touch anyone.
Except me, Ruth.
Okay.
Okay, whatever. You.
We'll meet you guys on the other side. Good luck.
All right.
What are we invisible for?
At this point, Barrick is just on the other side. He's not. He cannot hear you. So, let's see how far you guys get before Barrick assumes that you're on the other side. Okay. So we're gonna do a flight check. All right. We're gonna set the DC at for all of you 12.
Jesus.
Cool.
12.
You
Wait,
all,
at 12?
12. Yep.
Oh, shiz. Okay.
Whoa!
7.
I
8.
exploded.
I exploded.
Nice.
13.
13.
Math
7.
is math. I got a 16.
Wow.
Wow.
Floor's gone.
What did Akari and Ruth get?
6.
8.
6. So we have 2
There might be a
successes.
reason why
Now,
two of
just
us rolled
remember,
well.
all failures, you get a point. So make sure to add a point. Okay? Eventually, Haley and Flora, you get to the other side, but you see Barrick drop the invisibility and go, "Where's the others?"
This was my concern.
I said walk in a
Dude, where
straight
do you think we
line.
went?
Wait, so are we not invisible anymore?
You're
Where
not
do you think we
invisible.
went?
Huh? What
Where
was
do you
that?
think we went? So we would have hand in hand. I would have been very concerned of looking for a gap where 2 people could fit. So maybe we like skirt around the outside, but then like it's a large crowd. I don't know. Maybe because there's a fence. Maybe if we try to get like through the fence and then go along the fence until we get to the gate.
Because we're not invisible anymore.
You're not invisible anymore. All of you that are still on the
Oh, wow.
other side and visible, try to get on the other side. This is how you figure out how you want to do it in your own special way. And
Now I can
have
see
fun with it.
everybody, right?
Huh? What was that, Kelly?
I can see everybody else who didn't make it over now, right?
There's a crowd of people, so possibly that you didn't stick near them. So make a brain check. Let's see if you can find who you can find. Let's say the DC is 8.
I rolled a 1.
Oof, you
So
are
that's 4.
you're by yourself.
Okay.
How many guards are
I have a question.
The guards, there's about, so the border is quite long. You can see at least 10. Zuzu, what was your question?
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, if I were to use Void Runner, could I take Akari with me, or I can only take myself?
Now that
If I use double the points, can I take Akari with me?
1 second, let me just reread what I wrote.
Void Runner.
Void Runner. That was a new ability, right?
No, it's from my old point shop.
Old point shop. Yep. I will say that you will have to roll the DC twice.
Okay.
For both of you. But that should be fine.
Okay.
If you pay 2
then
points.
I'm going to try to get up farther up so that I have like 60 feet until I'm near enough so that I'm close enough so I can get to the other side with Akari.
Sure. I mean, yeah. I would say the way that you guys were describing how you were moving in the crowd, I'd say that's you're already within 60 feet on the other side of the fence.
Okay.
The wall.
Yes. Akari, do you trust me?
Obviously. What do you have in mind?
Okay, so I'm just gonna take your hand, and it's gonna get like a little dark, but then hopefully, if this is all right, then we'll be on the other side and everything's gonna be fine.
Great.
Okay, cool. For special, is that a D20?
Yep, D20.
Okay. That is a 17 plus 12 for the first one.
Easy peasy.
Okay. And then for Akari.
Oh, do you leave me behind?
27.
Oh my gosh. Easy peasy. You know what? That's really cool. Can you describe how it looks when you send yourself and someone else through it?
I like to imagine that I'm just going to kind of like tap around at the air a little bit until I have like kind of like a circle, and it's just going to get really dark and shadowy, and I'm just going to kind of pull us in, and then I'm going to pull us back out, and we're going to be on the other side.
Easy. And
cool.
No one's the wiser from it either.
Sweet.
All right, we still got Marrika and Ellinor on the other side. Have either of you figured out how you want to get through?
So how, like, is it like a fence border or just?
So right now it looks like it's a propped up wall. It's definitely something that's not cemented in the floor.
Okay.
Then it looks like it's something that's somewhat new, like within the past 10 years. You could probably look like it's clearly not old.
It's not going like super deep underground.
I would say it's more superficial than anything, so it's just on the surface.
Okay. All right. As GM, would you allow me to dig under the wall line with my earth manipulation, or do I have to use the point shop massive earth manipulation piece?
I would say how it's written, you could use the freebie one. That's totally fine. I will say you're gonna have to roll something for stealth.
Yeah.
So I need you to either make the decision of, are you gonna try to make a distraction so people are looking other way, or are you trying to just quietly do this and hopefully no one sees you?
Are there any animals in the area?
I mean, okay, I'll roll and check.
Some rats.
There are a sizable amount of dogs in the area.
Okay. And with my animal connection, can I hone in on one dog and kind of like tell it, hey, go find the rest of the dogs. There's a huge pile of meat over there to try to get them to like cause a ruckus or something.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that's gonna be a charm check. You're gonna roll your charm, add your special, and I'm gonna set you the DC real quick. Because it's just one dog, it's not gonna be too crazy. You only gotta beat a 7.
Okay, so my charm plus special is 18.
Okay. Yeah, easy peasy. So dogs are all doing what you said to do. So.
Yep, and then I'm gonna try to make a hole under the fence, kind of like in the opposite direction of where I sent them.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that is a free move of motion, so you can just do that naturally.
Okay, and then I'll fill it right back in because I don't want people using it.
It's my hole.
I don't want to cause more issues.
All right. So now we have Akari, Ruth, Ellinor, Haley, and Flora and Marrika now on the other side. At this point, Marrika, what do you think you want to do? Or are you going to ask for a search and rescue? And if you want to, are you going to send one of your drones out to ask that?
So, yeah. My two thoughts are one of them is a little bit more stealthy than the other, but one of them is cooler than the other one.
Mm-hmm.
The cooler one is I turn my arms into like jetpack things and I Iron Man up and over.
Love it.
Not stealthy, very very obvious, but fun. Other option is turn arms into like giant drill hand things and basically do what Ellinor did, but with drills.
Okay.
And like drill a tunnel under the earth.
Cool. So, I will say
But I would do it very like, I'm just sitting down, and then I have my hands behind me, and then I'm drilling a hole into.
I'm just sitting down.
Don't worry about it.
Gosh. Okay. I will say, as Sam personally, I would love to see Marrika fly in the air.
Me too.
But if you're trying to go for stealth, under the fence probably makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Like Ellinor, you're probably going to want to make a distraction so no one can see you. And how would you want to do that?
I think.
My favorite part about all this is we didn't go like 1 mile along the fence to where there weren't people.
Yeah. We're short on time.
I don't know where everybody is
I
or where they ended up.
Eric started it.
don't know. We could have gone down the fence before.
Oh,
we did.
beforehand? Yes, this is true.
Yeah, I don't think we should let Barrick make plans.
No. It'd be like, hey, Derek, we need a plan for how this is gonna play out.
Barrick is just in like screaming into the desert. I said it was a straight line. A straight line.
There was no meeting place.
We were all
afterwards. There was
invisible,
no-
Barrick. How are we supposed to keep track of each other?
A straight line.
Barrick, we could have held hands, like in a chain.
And then trip a bunch of people. Yeah, we could have done that.
Why didn't we?
You don't drink, Barrick. You don't drink.
Guys, where's Marrika?
Is there a way that I can, like, is there a piece of electronic equipment that I can hack, and like make that go, bzzz, and make them concerned about that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, this is you're just left a pretty modern town. There's probably something nearby. Let's say someone has like a radio or a boombox.
Yeah. Do I have to touch it?
I think you gotta touch it.
No. Because I was gonna hack, like, the guards' radios.
Sure. That's fine.
Okay. But if I have to touch it, I don't know how that's gonna work.
Just fall into them by accident.
Role play it.
Oh, gosh. You know what? Actually, Could I ask to borrow somebody or like ask to fix somebody's broken radio and then like tune it?
Barrett, why doesn't Barrick just turn invisible and then go get Marrika and come back?
That's such a good
Or
question.
Are you asking Barrick that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't get a connection to anything when I went in the mountain, so all of my stuff is burnable. So I don't get that back. I have to build it back up. I have to redo it. It is a long process. And frankly, I've had no time to recharge all my spells. So
Number 1, watch the tone. Number 2, implying that somehow we all went into the mountain and got exactly what we asked for on the way out is frankly not true at all. None of us had a good time in the mountain. None of us had a good time in the mountain. You know what? I wish I had gone into the mountain. And they just said nothing. And then I walked back out and my whole life was fine. And I was marrying someone and being a perfect trad wife. And also number 3, why didn't you just communicate to us if you were tired and this is how your powers work?
And hang on a second here. I'm so sorry. Ruth, I thought you were happy about your experience in the mountain. You got to meet one.
oh, we'll circle back that. And Ruth, I'm sorry. I'm tired. I'm stressed, and I'm a little hungry. I skipped breakfast, and I need my granola.
Oh, Mama
Why'd you
gave me
skip breakfast?
food.
Mama kept trying to give us more food.
Because I'm stressed.
Mama,
That's why.
Mama packed me a whole basket of food if you want.
No,
some.
Mama packed. It was actually very sweet. Anyways, I rolled a luck check for you, Marrika. Someone is having an issue with their radio nearby.
Cool. I'll offer to fix it. This could take so freaking long. I'm making friends with the people who are camped out, helping them fixing their stuff. I'm just like, it's like a 10-step plan to get to the other side. And then I'm gonna also send up a drone to fly into one of the guards like radio
Towers.
that's not on them, but like one that's like a boombox.
Sure.
I don't know. That's sitting there to like make that fritz out, and I'll be like, oh hey, I just fixed this radio. Do you want me to take a look at that one? While we're all just sitting here staring at each other. And then I'm just gonna I'm gonna try to like make it broadcast something weird and just be like, oh my gosh,
Mm-hmm.
how strange. Well, sorry.
And then you're gonna dig
leave as
under.
they try to fix it. And then I'm gonna go to the like outer edges of this like group of people and just sit back in the grass and drill my little hole.
Okay.
While they're dancing to the music that I started playing.
I will do a
Because-
couple things. I will say everything happens exactly how you describe it.
Yay.
That was a very interesting way to do it. You get a point. Take a
Yay.
point. Barrick, at 30 minutes go by, and Barrick goes, Marrika is dead. We failed the mission.
Let's go back and ask one of the guards. We have permission to be on this side. By the way, where are we standing? Matt brings up a very good question in the chat. Are we just like standing in the open and there's just a bunch of like people like, hey, who are those fucking people who went across?
No, it's just like a checkpoint. So you're like on the other side of this little like shanty shack building. So
We're
like,
hiding behind a building.
you're hiding behind a building. So like no one can really see you necessarily. So
I mean, over this time, I'm just going to be listening for any commotions and hearing that nothing big, the sounds of people getting killed or something.
yeah.
Like, people are angry, but because I don't hear explosions.
They're having a dance party by the end of it.
Yeah. Actually, Akari, do you want to roll me a brain check? I just want to see how much what you can hear.
Sure. Oh my gosh, I have so many brains. Okay.
All the brains. You just keep eating them.
Brains. Well, less brains. 9.
9. You can hear a little bit. You definitely hear the radio music playing that Marrika referenced to. But you do catch a little bit of what people are shouting. You can kind of hear this big crowd where this one guy with an amplifier goes and is saying, "It's funny how the servants of death are only taking over the kingdoms that the Great Alliance tried to take over by installing those obelisks." And you don't really hear a lot about after that. Yep. So Marrika joins the party. Barrick gives a big sigh of relief. If his hair wasn't already white, it would be much whiter. Cool. Okay, thank God. Marrika, thank you for coming back. I'm glad that you're alive. No one was freaking out the entire time. So.
Oh, good. I'm glad nobody was worried about me.
No, we were
Bear
worried.
thought you were dead
Yeah.
and wanted to just leave. And I was like, why don't we just talk to the guards?
Yeah, hey, we need... I don't know what your plan was, walk in a straight line. I walked in a straight line. Somebody walked in front of me. And then I had to figure out how to get around them.
You just didn't wait long enough to dispel the thing.
You could have, like...
I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I am normally working with people that are operatives, that are soldiers, that are people that go through regimen training, and I have a hard time remembering that you guys were just regular people 3 days ago.
All right. How about this? Let me just make a proposal. If we ever try to do any invisible sneak through a thing shenanigans again...
Or anything where we're going to lose sight of each other.
Well, no, this is specifically an invisible thing.
Okay.
My suggestion is specifically an invisible thing. When we get to the place where we're supposed to meet up, or when you get to the place where we're supposed to meet up, Barrick, you whisper for a head count, and if not everyone's there, you leave the spell up, and you try again in a few minutes.
Actually, hang on. Haley?
Yeah.
Can you see lines when people are invisible?
Yeah.
I haven't tried one for the day. That's a great question.
Please tell me you
hang
could have
on a
fixed
second.
this.
I do want to draw
I think
attention.
I just showed up, so I don't know that
Okay,
anybody's been
here's
giving
the
shit,
here's
but-
here's the
Just
thing.
showed up.
I don't know if I could or not, because that thing's over now. I am gonna turn it on right now. But what I will say is, once we got separated, I think it would have been really difficult to pick your strings out of the crowd.
You don't know our lines already? Aren't we with you like literally all the time?
Yeah,
Don't we
but-
have a special line?
Don't you have lines to us?
yes, but if there's a bunch of people in the way, it's gonna be really hard for me to get to follow it.
Can you tug on it?
The lines
And
are
then we
back
could just
on.
go in that direction. Try tugging on my line.
I don't think it's gonna pull you closer to me.
Have we tried? We're saying a lot of I thinks and I don't.
No, if I tug on a string, it changes. Here, I'm gonna pluck the string between the two of us, and
What if I
spend
forget
a
everything?
point, and when I do, you suddenly feel a little more friendly towards me.
Okay, sorry. I guess I underestimated it. Sorry.
And she never would have had that reaction under normal circumstances because she fucking hates me. That's what happens when I pull on the strings.
Barrett goes, all right. Well, I'm glad all of you are now on the other side. Again, sorry, my bad. I own that. That was my bad, and you guys could have done better. Anyways, we're gonna go. We need to. We have a rendezvous at the northern outposts. Some of the soldiers from the Army of Flames are going to meet us there and escort us the rest of the way. So let's head there now. I'm going to eat some granola.
I'm gonna change it to something like a little more light and airy.
Sure.
I carry around this big old Letterman jacket everywhere and stuff it in my backpack.
Yeah. What is Ari wearing now?
While we were at the circus, we'll say she picked up some very cool, um, some more arid, climate appropriate.
Yeah.
Higher. Maybe things that are a little more flowy, wrapping around, but a light fabric.
Yeah, I definitely can see that Ari stepped into the lace dancers tent and maybe borrowed a couple outfits. Well, borrowed a couple outfits.
Oh, 100%.
Flora, you recognize the outfit that our Akari is now wearing.
Oh, you look great.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Should I have grabbed you one too? I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. I have stuff from them.
Okay, good.
They helped me with all my usual things.
Good.
All right. Eventually, you make it to the northern post. You guys enter this building. You kind of feel you've been walking in the desert for probably about 20 minutes now. You enter this building and you can just feel the cool air condition just kind of seep in, and you have all of you that have a reaction to heat to kind of go. It's really nice. Steps forth is a elven woman. She goes, "It's about time that you showed up." That's actually not her voice. That was me having a problem with my voice. Yeah. It's about time you showed up. You're a little bit late. I thought you guys were lost, and no one called us when we heard that the train blew up. Well, at least the back half. And
yeah, that happened.
Yeah. So, anyways, I know all of you. My name is General Timon. I am the leader of the Army of Flame, and personal guard for Empress Kor Teshkil. And I will be taking charge and bringing you back to the Kingdom of Gorul. With me, I have two members of the Army of Flame, Keelan Ashford and Bramble Quickgear. Keelan is a human woman, pale complexion, tall, blonde, long blonde hair, green eyes. And Bramble is a gnomish man with dark tan skin, dirty blonde hair, and blue eyes. General Timon is short for a wood elf, but she kind of stands at like 5'10". She has brown skin, shaved sides of her head, but the top of her hair is a reddish brown that it's in long braids that she keeps all tucked up. And her eyes are ambered color, which is more accentuated by the black eyeliner that she has around her eyes, as do the other two members of this Army of Flame have eyeliner around their eyes. She stands in front of you and she goes, "Do you need anything before we start our journey?"
Why is the Queen's personal guard escorting us?
We didn't want to take any risks with the increased activity of the Servants of Death, and especially after there was word of an attack on your train here. So. And also, no offense to you, Barrick. Your sister speaks highly of you, but I don't trust anyone from the Great Alliance farther than I can throw them, which is pretty far if I need to. And she flexes a little bit. Buff.
But Barrick's staying with us.
Barrick goes, "Yeah, I'm staying, right?" Timon goes, "Yeah, I guess if you want to come. I mean, Amy is looking forward to see you." With all that said, we got to make it to our first checkpoint at the Western Outpost by sundown today, which means we only have a few more hours. Good job at getting it past the border quickly. She rolls her eyes.
Hey, don't look at most of us. We tried. We did our best.
Why is the Great Alliance stopping people from coming to Zara? Is that also something that Cora's okay with? The Empress, sorry. I don't know if probably shouldn't be referring to her as.
You can refer to her.
Yeah.
You can refer to her until she tells you otherwise, as Empress Teshkill or Empress of Flames. But yes, no. My Empress does not necessarily like the idea that people are being barred from our kingdom, and she doesn't necessarily know why that's happening either. It seems like it's more the Great Alliance whole thing, but that's not necessarily my business. I'm just here to guide you home. Well, my home. Now, with all that said, before we enter into the desert, I'm sure a lot of you have been aware that the desert is not a friendly place for everybody. I will advise you, if you haven't already purchased or made cooling stones, to equip them, to either buy them here or equip them if you have them already. We have some traveling garb for you all to wear so you don't get sunburn. And 2 important rules about the desert. When you're traveling in the desert, drink water. If you think you've had enough water, you have not had enough water. Drink more water. Pee breaks, not going to happen. You're going to sweat so much, you're not going to need to pee. And secondly, we are going to stop at the Western Post. We're only going to be there for 1 night, and then we're going straight to the Kingdom of Goru. Okay? If anyone has any small critters or small creatures that they are familiars or anything like that, make sure they do not touch the sand. It is very hot. They could burn themselves. Also, points at you, Flora, I would recommend that you do not turn into your fairy form or your smaller form, because there are creatures that like to catch small prey, and you would be a perfect target.
I'm gonna hide Chip.
Great.
Yeah, well, here, I'll give everyone the little cooling gems, necklaces, bracelets, pendants.
Thank you for making these.
They should all work.
Keelan Ashford goes, "Oh, you made those?"
Yeah, well, it's one of my gifts. It's arcane, stuff.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
They being mean to me.
I mean, you can make a brain check or something if you want to see if you could catch anything.
They've been so sassy up till now. Yeah, I'll big brain them.
This is Keenan. This is Keelan, not Timon.
Oh, the other one. Okay, never mind.
Also sassy.
You rolled what?
I didn't because it's
okay.
the other person.
Okay,
I'll roll.
yeah.
I'll roll to see if they're genuine.
Sure.
5.
You can't catch anything. Do you think that they might look really cool?
Can I also try?
Sure.
Because I have World's Tempo, so
Yeah.
that lets me roll my special with this. Okay, that's better than 5. Hold on, I gotta do math. 21.
You can just perceive that Keelan looks at Akari and you can kind of get the vibe that she is just trying to be friendly and she wants to be a friend. and you can kind of there's a bit of anxiety behind her words, a little bit behind that. The on a 21, I'll also give you Bramble Quick Gear, the gnomish man, is also looking at Akari very longingly, I guess the word would be.
Okay.
Don't like that. Don't like that. Don't like that.
He wants to get his soul eaten.
As we're like
Into it.
as we're getting ourselves like ready to go out into the desert or whatever, I'm gonna just try to quietly say to Akari without the fucking gnome guy hearing this. But I'm just gonna say like quietly to Akari, like, hey, I got a weird vibe towards you from the gnome guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like mean? Or like
No, like wouldn't leave you alone if you said no, I'm not interested.
oh. Thank you for letting me know. I'll keep an eye out, and I have ways of dealing with them.
Does it involve eating their soul?
Also,
I'll just keep an eye on the gnome.
Gnome's being creepy.
Fantastic. All right, so all of you are walking through the deserts. Anything you guys want to talk about? Anything you guys are looking for while you're walking around? You're probably halfway at this point to the western outpost. So if you look on the map, you're just over that top sandhill. Just past that top sandhill. Yeah. Anything anyone want to look around while we're walking around the desert?
I'll go up to the goblin.
Goblin. The gnome.
The gnome. The gnome. Goblin starting up real strong.
Wait, Doc is back?
No.
All right.
The gnome. I think my my like water is like sprung a leak or something. Can I like have some of yours?
Oh, you can have the whole thing. So,
Thanks.
what are you doing after this? Are you gonna stick around
like,
and
after this.
are you gonna stick around and go rule a little bit? I mean, I can show you a couple of the clubs. I mean,
What kind of clubs?
oh, we got nightclubs, dancing. We got this new thing called techno. That's really in right now. It's a big, and also there's the huge underground scene right now. They mostly do indie bands too. But like, just a lot of fun stuff in Gorilla. And you know, I'm the guy. Bramble's the guy who you want to know to get into all the clubs.
Bramble, and that's you, right?
Yes, Bramble Quick Gear. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Akari. Yeah, that sounds fun. I don't know for sure. Do you think all my friends like could come too once all this is over? If we could all go hang out?
I mean, we could. Yeah, sure. I mean, we can totally bring your friends. I mean,
Cool.
I got a couple other guys that or girls or whatever they're into. If they, I mean,
Into?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what your friends' preferences are. I mean, they could like. I don't want to assume. I'm not that kind of guy.
Oh, I think they really like dancing.
Well, yeah, that's. I mean, but like, you kind of have to have a partner to dance, and we're gonna be too busy dancing for them to join in. So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I bet you have some like really good dance moves.
Yeah. I've kind of coined this one we call the sprinkler, and it's pretty killer.
Ew. Okay.
Not gonna say much, but it does make people wet. All right.
And on that, I'm so glad to be in the
This man.
desert. I'm so glad to be in the desert with you, Bramble.
At this point,
This-
Keelan goes, Bramble, leave her alone. Bramble goes, I'm just being friendly. I'm just trying to make friends. She's not cool. She doesn't go to the clubs.
Oh, I bet she doesn't go to your clubs.
I want to
Okay,
just like
well,
kind
I'm
of.
gonna go back.
Okay.
I think my friend Ruth is calling me.
Yeah.
She also was really thirsty, so
He kind of looks back and he goes, oh, the brunette. I mean, she can come.
I'll let her know. Thanks, Bramble.
You got it. Just, you know where to find me.
Right in front of the caravan. Ruth?
Akari, please come here as quick as possible.
Oh my gosh, I forgot you're so thirsty. Okay. Here. I'm gonna pour out his water. Like secretly over time. And then eventually just like drop his canteen and like keep walking. Okay.
You okay?
Well, I don't think I'm gonna be able to eat his soul.
Why?
Because I don't ever want to be close to him ever again.
Oh, you have to like keep them in your life?
So far, it's been an emotional attachment.
Oh, that's kind of romantic.
Well, I guess the only exception is the dragon.
Oh,
But I'm
he's
not
not in
sure
your
if
life?
The only exception out of two.
out of two.
Now, Akari is still not like she's not in her fox E form, right? Like no tail, no ears.
I think she doesn't necessarily. When there are other people around, I think she's just in the human form,
Okay, cool. Just
human
want to
disguise. When it's just those of us that know already, then she won't care.
I just wanted to make sure that what Bramble could work with here. So, thank you.
Yeah, we know some things about Bramble, but we also know some
I'm
things.
keeping my eyes on Bramble like a fucking hawk.
Do you
I
find
can-
The first bit of combat we get, I'll just accidentally throw a fireball at him. It's okay.
I have seen some shit at gigs I've worked before. I'm keeping my eyes on Bramble like a fucking hawk.
I'm also just gonna always be standing in between Bramble and Akari because I have been at the gigs that Haley is referencing on the other side.
Akari, can I ask you something?
Mm.
Do you feel like you're looking for like a third soul to eat? Is this something that is or to consume? Is this something that is like a need? Like you know what I mean?
No, yeah, that's like such a good question. It definitely isn't something I'm like looking for, and probably I shouldn't just go, running around consuming people.
It should be the right
Um,
person.
Well, even that, like, I don't fully know what it means, to like consume someone's soul. Mark was kind of like the first time that it ever happened, and it's because he was kind of being a bit of a dick. And then I was like, maybe I'll just get back at him. And then it just went too far. So I don't really know what happens next or if I'm stuck with them forever. So currently, Mark's not floating around right now, which is like a-okay to me. He was really annoying and like always interrupting. But at the same time, I don't know where he is.
Hmm.
You know, before it was like, oh, I didn't actually like kill him. He's still around. Now
Mhm.
he's not here. And so there's a question, you know, ooh, now
You don't have any family members that you can ask that are like you?
no, I pretty much am on my own now.
Maybe when we get to Cora's library, we can find something.
I'm hoping that like the Empress, since she's very like arcanely gifted, they say,
Mhm.
that she can help with that.
Okay.
And
Also, like the whole reason we're going for the whole like release the assassin. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I don't mean to eavesdrop on
I
you two, but also I think that Mark not being around isn't on you. I mean, Haley did tell him.
Well, I don't know if we know. I'm sorry. I don't know if we know that that was Mark.
Yes,
That's true.
Akari kind of knows it's
But
Mark.
I don't know if Akari said anything about it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, never mind.
That's fair. As you were all walking walking along. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I. But on that subject, I was gonna ask. I noticed that the first day we met, I noticed that weird line from Akari that seemed to go nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then after Akari told us about Mark, I've been mulling it over in my mind the last couple days, and I kind of think that maybe that's what that line was. Is that line still there?
You cannot see that line anymore.
Interesting. After Akari and Ruth are like getting towards the end of their conversations, I don't want to interrupt necessarily. I will, although you know what, Ruth would still be perfectly pleasant to me for the rest of the day. So, anyway, I will. I'll go up and just say like, so, Akari, you told us about Mark. And, you know, the first day we met, we had kind of a weird interaction. I don't know if you remember that very
my
well.
God, that's right.
I know it's only been a few days, but they've been a pretty crazy few days. But part of that was because you had this, like, weird line that went nowhere. Usually lines, like, go to a specific destination. This one just kind of, like, disappeared. And I wonder if that was the line that was connected to Mark.
Do you still see that line now?
I don't. And I couldn't tell you when I first noticed it was gone because I wasn't specifically looking for it until now, as I've been putting things together.
There isn't a line to Bramble, is there?
Is a what? Sorry, that one more time.
There isn't a line to Bramble, is there?
Are you asking me or are you asking Ben?
Oh, I'm asking Haley.
Haley.
Is there?
Do you want me to tell you or do you want to interpret it?
I'm gonna say that no, there hasn't been enough of an interaction yet.
Okay.
No, but I still would watch myself around him. Or I wouldn't watch myself. I'm probably fine. I would watch yourself around him.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I'll let you know if Mark shows up again. Kind of make himself known.
Yeah. Threads, again, it's very strange for a thread to disappear. As I said, that first day, right? The council doesn't have they didn't have a lot of threads between them. So, and, the priest didn't have any. So, it's a very strange circumstance for a thread to go away, even when someone's dead. So, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I mean, obviously, Mark hasn't had a physical body for some time.
a couple years now, thank God.
So, but the thread was still connecting you. And now it's gone. I don't know what reason for that there would be. Did you have any, stopped seeing him, did you say?
I mean, technically, I kind of I saw him and then I told him to go away and then he left.
Okay.
But I've told him that a million times before.
And he
And
comes back.
he never left.
Interesting. And you haven't seen him since that. Since you told him to go away.
Well, he was he showed up at the, 2 days ago?
Yesterday.
Was that 2 days ago? Yesterday? I did see him yesterday, but not super close to
Yesterday?
me. Yeah, right after Xavier died.
Oh, in the battle?
I think so. I'm
Oh.
trying to remember. My memory's not very good from just yesterday, apparently.
Yes, that's where you saw him.
Wait, yes, that's where I saw him.
Was he just one of the guys there, or was he one of the important people?
Well, he always considered himself one of the guys. But
I guess let me rephrase. Would death have made him an important person? Was he one of the important, dead leaders?
I don't know. He was the one that stabbed Xavier, though.
Oh, he's the one I told to kill himself.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Okay.
I haven't seen him
feel
since.
like I should say sorry again.
Well, I mean, I ate his soul, so.
So how then was he on the battlefield to try to
Well, it
kill?
was right before then that I told him to go away. I think it was as we were falling through the air.
But how
we all
would he? Even so, I don't know how he would just suddenly get a body to.
Yeah, because the rest of us could see him.
Right.
Yeah, so, spoiler alert, the reason I went into the mountain was to get rid of him. And clearly that didn't happen. So I was always hoping that there was a way to get rid of him, and apparently it's possible. So really, if I think about it, now I could just eat people's souls knowing that I could eventually get rid of them if I wanted to. Which is an interesting thing to think about. It's less permanent, for me.
Yeah.
Things to think of.
I'll say.
Okay. Interesting. Well, let's mull that over a little more. I think there is some potential there. I'm still stuck on this. Mark got got his body back. Because if you've been dead for 2 years, there's not going to be much of a body to go back to necessarily, depending on what you did with it.
I don't remember. Was Xavier in his actual body?
Xavier
Or
was
was it
not.
just like a body?
Xavier was not in his body.
So like,
Right. Can the
that's
servants
like,
of
take
death,
that body.
don't servants of death get a body like when they die?
Not
Like can't death decide?
The trophy?
How did
here. I will say, if you want to bring Barrick in the conversation, I can talk as Barrick to answer questions.
Barrick?
Yeah.
We have some questions. Leave
so Akari
Ramble.
Akari saw her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, in the battle. Like he was one of the dead guys there. And
Okay.
but he died like a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
And his soul was still hanging around until recently. How did he get a new body, and how did Akari then recognize that body as him? Because if he got a new body, it wouldn't look the same.
Well, he looked the same to me, like the face.
Yeah.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah. So, first question to you, Akari. What was this guy's name? Well, just so I could.
He was my boyfriend, Mark.
Mark. Okay. Was Mark like was he kind of a macho kind of guy? Like he kind of made everything more about him, or was he like more?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Everything was about him all the time.
So it's most.
He was the quarterback.
Okay, and you said he was haunting you for X amount of time, right?
Yeah, haunting. Yeah.
You
Yeah, his spirit was like lingering around after I consumed his soul.
didn't know that could happen. We're gonna put a pin in that.
I didn't
you
either
were
until
there at the
that
fire.
moment.
You were there when we had that conversation.
I was
I think he went to bed.
I was dealing with some other things. Anyways.
Oh, well, Akari can consume souls.
She's a kitsune.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh,
I'll take out my ears and tails.
there's my sister's gonna have a lot of questions for you because this was a whole thing that she did in high school. Was on kitsunes. Anyways,
She consumed souls in high school?
no. She did a whole project on them because
Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds like a lot of fun for me then.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like a cultural appropriation situation.
no, it's just the history of
Oh, I
them
do
and
look
how
forward to it. I do
significant
look
they
forward to it.
were at the beginning. It was a cool project. All right, you can talk to her when she's there. Anyways, so most likely, and this has happened a handful of times. So he was haunting you, but he wasn't haunting you. Did you dispel him or let him go, or did he like, or
I told him to go away, but I've done that a million times.
yeah? But when did this happen? Was it when you died temporarily?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So most likely, he was like probably sticking around so you and his soul could be eternal, like eternal flames hanging out together. When he realized that wasn't on the table, he probably left. And because if he was pretty macho and likes to make things about himself, he probably found death and pleaded to become a member. And probably possessed the soul of one of his Death's dead soldiers. Possessed the body of one of Death's soldiers. Because if you say that he looked like him, Mark, to you, but no one else saw like a Mark-like face, most likely that he just made it so you could see him and not everyone else could.
Mm.
Which means that when Haley killed him, he is not actually dead. His spirit is just now back in the recycling of what I'm trying to say. We might see him again. So there's that.
Goody.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Not to change the subject here.
Please.
Ruth. She's wanna check in, girl. You don't need to talk about it if you don't want to. Didn't realize you weren't enthused about meeting God in the mountain.
I mean, I don't think that I wasn't. Well, I feel like I talked about this. Maybe that was just one of those things where like I talked about it to you guys in my head, but then I didn't do that when we were like in person. But I mean, it wasn't an incredible experience.
Mama called you something weird yesterday. Destroyer. Do you have any idea what that's about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good talk.
Well, if you feel like sharing more, you are welcome to.
Okay.
But I will drop it for now. Something I'm
Thanks for checking in.
working on.
I feel like we've had a really good day. We usually don't have good days together.
We don't usually have good days together.
Hey, while we're all gathered around like this, do we think, just a quick show of hands or like fingers or something, who would miss Bramble if he disappeared?
Timon pops up and pipes up and goes, "Hey, I don't like the guy as much as everybody else here, but
we're not including you in the conversation.
no, but
I welcome the feedback.
You're in my keep.
Feedback.
This is my you're in my home, okay? These are my trails, and this is okay. Bramble stays alive until we get to Gorul. What happens after that? Because if I leave with 2 soldiers and the Empress sees that I only come back with 1 soldier, there's gonna be a question of what happened to Bramble. And trust me, she doesn't like Bramble either. Nobody likes Bramble.
Well, then we tell her that we killed him.
That's
illegal. No. There are sandworms. There are sandworms, you guys.
Okay.
There was a sandworm accident.
Cora's not gonna believe that I'm gonna let Bramble be eaten by a sandworm.
But if Cora doesn't like him, that doesn't matter what happened?
Yes, because Cora finds things out, and if you lie about it, it's still an issue. There's rules and regulations for reasons, and trust me, I don't like the guy.
Rules and regulations about what you can say about a guard that nobody likes.
What you can say whatever you want. But what you do to him, that's the issue.
It's interesting that Empress Tashkill allows sexual harassment to run rampant among her guards.
It is not, and that's actually more my thing, and he's already been reprimanded, and now that you have come to light that that happened again, he will be kicked out.
But he has to finish this
So
mission.
it's handled then. Great.
Oh, no, he's not coming back with us. I do not allow anyone...
So we're back to we can kill him.
No. He'll just go back north. We're halfway through. I'll just send him back north. We're not gonna kill him.
Okay. Bless.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Good work, team.
Also,
Good work, team.
I will say, when you're in the desert, you are under my, I have to make sure you're okay. That also means emotionally and physically and mentally. So,
well, I have some bad news for you about emotional well-being.
As good as you came into it, all right?
Doing well.
I am just trying to make it so you are not, and if I'm just saying, if any of people that are under my control do that to you, let me know and I will handle it. That is how we handle things here in Zara.
Is the god of fate under your control? Just checking.
No. What?
Okay. Then there's nothing you can do for me.
Okay. Bramble? Bramble pops up. Yeah?
Oh, don't do this in front. Go.
No. We're going to handle this right now. Bramble, you're going north. What I do? You know what you did. You know what you did. This is the 5th time. The 5th and final time. All right?
That's a lot of chances.
Five chances seems like too many.
I don't care.
chances.
I don't care who your uncle is. I don't care who your mom is. All right? You are out. Go up north. Banished. You're banished from Zara. Don't come back for 5 years. And Bramble goes, well, I guess that's my own doing.
Wow, this has happened to him before.
This is not the first time this man's been banished.
Well, I'm not from Zara necessarily originally. I'm originally from like Nexus City, and then I got into a tiff
Oh
with
my god, you're
got-
not like the people that came to my shows. You are someone who came to my shows.
I got into a tiff with Elizabeth Foster, and she was like, no, you can't do that. This is an academy. And I was like, what I do with my pants are none of your business. Anyways,
I'm just gonna pull out my guitar and start playing loudly over him until he shuts up and starts walking north.
He's just kind of brambling on. He's brambling on, and you are
Right.
you're all walking away. Tim and she goes, I'm sorry. That was
Do you think a sandworm will eat him?
now
And he doesn't have any water.
Yeah, Tim and
Water.
Bramble is weirdly resilient. He just
Seriously.
doesn't take no for an answer, and that's in more ways than one. So,
Well, maybe the sandworm won't take no for an answer either.
Nice. I
What?
hold up my hand for a high five.
one can hope. But honestly, I don't want the
I'm
sandworm to get a
gonna
stomach ache.
collect as many positive interactions with Ruth today as I can.
All right. Eventually, you get to the western outpost, and you all hunker down for the night. The sun is set. The night is here. Anything you guys want to do? I will say, as you guys entered the western outpost, you could see in the far distance, probably about a 2-mile walk from there, is the outline of the scorched sand of the black obelisk, the obsidian obelisks. So I will say you guys did see that as you're walking in. So it is nighttime.
I think the only thing I'll do before bed is just like spend a few minutes like looking in the direction of that obelisk, like don't want to go there.
I think Ruth's gonna walk to it
Is Ruth gonna
at night.
is gonna tell anyone about it?
No.
Okay. So we're gonna do. All right. I need a question for the party. Are we going to just let Ruth do this, or are we
Do
gonna?
we notice?
Yeah, I think
I was gonna say this is gonna be a check then. All right. So anybody who wants to needs to make.
Are we all sleeping outside on the ground?
No, you're in the outpost.
We're in the outpost. Are
Yeah.
we in individual rooms?
No.
Okay. Is there a bathroom?
Sure.
Okay.
She goes to the bathroom. We think nothing of it.
I'd still love to make a check.
Yeah.
And
No.
if I succeed on this check, I have a good explanation for why I noticed.
So I'm going to say, Ruth,
If
this
I
is
don't, then
Ruth.
notice.
This is strictly going to be a flight check if you're hopping out of the window of the bathroom kind of situation. All right.
Well, I was going to go to the bathroom and then use Void Runner to go away 60 feet.
Do you have 2 points?
I do. Wait, was it 4 points before or only 2?
We
No.
started with 3 and then we got.
I got the
point
one
for
because I just
9.
saved, so I had 4 points.
Yeah. So it's only 2 points if you're just doing one person.
But is it 4 for 2?
It's 4 for 2.
Okay. Then no, I'll go to the bathroom and then I'll just walk out of the bathroom and look around if people are there and then I'll just keep walking.
Oh. Okay. Just for the check that I need everyone else to base this off of. Are you just acting nonchalant or are you trying to be stealthy about it?
I'm acting nonchalant.
Okay, this is gonna be a charm check then.
What check do I need to make?
I'm charmed by Ruth.
This will be a brain check to see if you notice anything. So Ruth is gonna set the DC by this.
If I explode twice, do I add my modifier twice?
You only add your
just once.
modifier once, but you keep exploding until you stop exploding. So
Classic phrase.
Okay, 19.
Nice.
Can
11.
anyone
I'm
make
already
the
in
brain
bed.
check?
If
Anybody in the party can make a brain check. I will also roll one for Timon.
I'm gonna say I definitely saw Ruth leave, but I just let her go because I believe that she's going to the bathroom.
got
And I was
19.
like,
Akari
I'm
said,
gonna,
go
like,
piss,
do a-
girl.
Go
I'm gonna
piss,
do like a
girl.
meditation, try to contact Mark thing, but I'll be here.
All right. So Flora beat an 8? What did you get? A 20? What did Ruth get?
19.
19.
I got 19. I got a 16 plus 3.
Okay. So Flora sees you. Anybody beat that? Nope. Okay. All right. So Flora, you're the only one that notices that Ruth is leaving. Well, Akari knows that also Ruth is leaving, but Akari is choosing to abstain.
well, Akari thinks
I
she's
said
going
that's
to
my
the
girl.
bathroom.
I believe my friends.
I'm gonna
Akari
follow
believes
her.
women.
What were you doing?
I'm gonna follow her. I mean, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna like let her get just like a little bit ahead, but then I'm gonna run up and be like, "What are you doing?"
I want to see the part around the obelisk.
But there's sandworms. Shouldn't we go as a group?
Well, I'm just gonna go until there's the scorched part, and I just want to look at it, and then I'll go back.
Should I at least try to like fly both of us so that we're not on the ground?
Can you lift me? Are you swole?
Can't I?
You can. Do you have enough charges to do your trapeze ability?
Oh, I think so. Hold on.
Do you think if she carried Chip and then Chip carried
The chip carried.
It's like
somehow the transfer?
No!
it's like
would be
if you're
different?
strong enough to pick up the weight of you plus the chair you're sitting on. Type
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, I have enough for a strongman, but I also could just like cast fly on you.
Yeah.
So we
Okay.
can both fly, right?
Do you have enough points to do that?
Yeah, I have 3 points still.
Yeah. Then you're
Do
good.
I need to use one for me too?
Yes.
Alright, yeah, I
If,
still
if,
have
it,
1
if
point.
it's the point shop, yeah.
So we're both flying.
Actually, wait. Does it say it can apply to anybody else?
Yeah.
Then yeah. Okay. Yeah. You have to
I did it in the first episode.
Yep. Second episode, but okay.
Yeah.
Actually, no, third episode because the second episode took a little bit longer. Anyways,
So 2 miles out is the outline of the scorched part.
outline of the scorched part. Yes.
And the obelisk, I'm assuming, is a lot farther in.
You can see how you can once you get to the outline itself, you can see how big the obelisk is. I will say it's probably another mile inwards.
Only a mile?
Only a mile.
We're flying?
You're fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go towards it.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop like a quarter mile away.
Okay.
I'm staying with you the whole time.
Are there any sandworms happening?
Can we do a check?
Yeah, I was gonna
Can
say
we
this
look?
is gonna be a brain check. I need you all to the two of you to really see what's going on.
Brain?
Brain.
I got 10.
10.
Just not great.
Where's my D12? Hello? Three. I rolled a 1.
How high off the ground are you?
I think we're pretty high up. Because I think I would have been like, I'm assuming the sandworms are like hunting for things on the ground, you know? So I think I'd have us be pretty high up in the air.
So like 10, 15 feet up or higher than that?
20, 30,
40,
40,
50,
50,
Let's do
70,
15
100?
feet up. I don't know.
15 feet up?
I'm nervous with the way you're saying it. But
I just
yeah,
need a
sure.
confirmation.
Do we know how big the worms are?
Have none of you have ever seen a sandworm before?
I
So.
think we're about to find out.
From the stories of what other people have told
The thing is,
have told our party, do we get an impression that they're really big, that they're the size of earthworms, that they're about the size of like a pit bull?
and I will describe it to you because you're only 15 feet off the ground,
Shiz.
but you're not touching the ground, so it doesn't know you're there.
Okay.
You see, peeking out of the sand is this much like a tentacle-like thing that's probably the size of the train that you rode in on. And from what you can see from the vibrations of the sand underneath it, probably just as long.
That's terrifying.
Bigger than a pit bull.
Bigger than a pit bull.
Bigger than a cute pit bull.
But
it
we're
doesn't
off
know
the
we're
stand, so
there.
it doesn't see us.
It does not sense that you are here.
Is it giving any inclination that it's like trying to sniff us out? Like, no disturbance in the force.
Yeah, if you look at it for a little bit, it looks like it's just going around and around this obelisk. I will say from Flora, the amount of connection you have to nature, you can probably just get the vibe that it's just hunting.
It's hunting?
Does it seem like it can hear anything?
Do you want to test that?
Do I have like something small on me that I can throw? I'm gonna just take like one of the buttons off my outfit. I'll rip it off, and then I'm just going to like throw it as hard as I can so it's away from us and see if it goes towards it.
Give me a brawn check. I just want to see how far you can throw this.
My brawn is really bad, but okay.
Well, that's why you have Chip.
I'm gonna burn my last point to make it explode. So, 13.
All right. You're able to throw it 13 feet away from you, and as it's cascading down, it's probably going to land probably close to around 20 feet away from directly from the ground you're standing on, if you're floating above. It hits the ground. You see the worm that's patrolling stop, and then just keep going. Where the button fell, you see the button gets grabbed by something.
Okay.
Worm's got a butt.
And at this point, I'm going to say it's past sundown on the second day since last you saw your old friend, Judgment. And you haven't gotten your luck back.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Oh my gosh, we didn't do anything about that. We talked about
yeah.
it, and then we never
The button
figured out the fucking riddle.
Well, no, you did figure out the riddle.
His name is Judgment.
Judgment.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was the riddle. The button falls down, and then this massive being pops out of the sand. Looks very familiar to you, Flora, but Ruth, you've never seen this creature before. And he goes, "So, will they have your wings then?" Ruth, you can see this creature.
Yes. And I hear what they're saying.
Yep.
Flora, do you know this man?
Yeah.
And do you like this man?
No, I don't.
Okay. Actually, I would not like this to happen. What I would really like to happen is I would like that sandworm, the one that is hunting around the obelisk, to come up and bite the where Judgment is. And I want you to roll for that, Sam.
You gotta say the phrase.
I said actually.
Oh, okay. Great. Cool.
I want to say that I'm affecting the action of a sandworm, not Judgment.
Yep, that's fine. Ooh.
I feel like this could backfire.
16.
Okay. I got a 3. So, I want you to describe in exactly what you want to happen now.
Okay. So, where is he right now?
He is a giant creature. He's a giant being that's standing in front of you. He's
In front of us.
he can meet your eye. He's as tall that he can meet your eye gaze. So he's standing about 15 feet tall, over 15 feet tall. Because
Wait a second.
You're
So
floating.
I for some reason thought he was in a sandworm.
No. He came out of the sand.
He came out of the sand.
Mhm.
I would like the sandworm that's in the sand
Mm-hmm.
to come out and attack this giant-like creature for long enough and try to bring him to the sand for long enough that we can turn around and just tail it back. The 2.5 miles.
Okay. Couple things before, and I don't want to be a stickler, and I don't want to be like you said this, so we're definitely doing this. One, he has to give Flora her luck back. Hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
2, do you want the sandworm to kill this creature, or do you want it to just be slowed down?
In this moment, just slow down.
Just slow down.
I think as this is happening, I think because he does need to give me my luck back, but I also think Flora is probably quite terrified right now. I think I'm gonna be like, I don't like him, but I need something from him. I don't like him, but I need something from him. Judgment. I need something from Judgment.
I see.
Oh my god! We just had to tell him his name?
That's all
Yeah, that's what he was.
That was the riddle. That was the whole riddle.
Okay.
Congratulations. I assume that this worshipper of one assisted you in some way.
Oh, I did.
Yes.
I did a brain check.
I don't know what that is necessarily. A deal's a deal. I'll give you some of your luck back.
What do you want for the rest of my luck? I'm not making any deals, but if we were to make a deal, what would you want?
Nothing. I found something else. You know what? I'm feeling generous tonight. You can have all your luck back.
It's not tonight. It's sun up, isn't it?
Sundown.
Oh, okay.
It's past sundown. I meant to do this earlier, but this was a Sam problem and not this being problem, even though this being is Sam.
We got held up on the commute.
Yeah, there was a lot of conversations about Bramble and what his issues were. I got tied up. HR stepped in. All right. Anyways, Judgment goes, I don't need your luck anymore, and I can give that to you. A word of warning, though, to both of you. The road ahead may have a lot of troubles. I would suggest keeping your luck tight into yourselves. And just remember, don't forget how you lost the luck in the first place.
I won't.
Do you still want to do your sandworm thing?
Well, I guess he doesn't have to now.
It would have
Okay.
been cool.
Okay. I will say, all right, I will explain the mechanic real quick of what Zuzu just did. Zuzu has an ability to allow to basically change what I was going to do. Okay? This only has 4 charges.
Yeah.
I will allow you to keep that charge
Because there was no sandworm.
Because there was a bit of confusion. All right.
I totally forgot that I needed to say his name was Judgment.
Next time you use it, it's gonna happen, regardless. Okay. All right.
Well, unless I don't roll higher than you.
Unless you don't roll higher than me, but you still burn a charge.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Judgment disappears. Sandworm, none the wiser. It's like he was never physically there.
So I have my luck back?
You have your luck back.
Does it feel like weird? I don't know.
It's kind of hard. It kind of feels like indigestion.
Great. Okay.
Like there's a bit of a buildup, and you don't know how to deal with it. So.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, you guys are still at this obelisk, about a quarter mile away from it, from what I remember. What do y'all want to do?
I just want to see how it feels. Is there anything weird about this obelisk?
Yes.
Like, I'm not touching it, but I want to see the vibes.
I will say that you can make detail. You're at a distance where you can make detail what's actually on the obelisks. And there's runes carved in from the base all the way to the top. And at the top, you actually notice a broken off part. Well, at least a fragment, or at least there was a fragment that had...
From the Chain Knight.
From the Chain Knight, that's right.
I listen sometimes.
Yeah, we appreciate that. We at the Rollers Guild appreciate listeners. You see runes carved in from the foot to the top. You have only seen runes similar to these only once before. And if you were to think about it, it was when you and Marrika were both floating in that mysterious cave, and you saw that mysterious woman carving said runes into 2 obelisks.
Okay.
Which is where you got the coin that has a hammer.
Yeah. Okay. If I fly a little closer, do I feel weird?
You start to feel a bit of a draw towards it.
I'm gonna get out of there.
Okay. Great. Are you guys flying back?
Yeah.
Cool. You fly over a ridge, and you can see watching you from the ground. Timon, General Timon, is just like, no.
What? Why are they mad?
Why did you go? Because you went to the obelisk.
Is it like illegal?
No, dangerous.
Oh. Okay.
Not mad, just disappointed.
Okay, I'm gonna go to bed.
Do we think there's like a tour that someone could get of the obelisk? Like a tour bus goes through the sand and like has to avoid the sandworms?
Yeah, I feel like tourism should be up.
It's wartime.
People
Yeah.
still travel in war.
Fair, but not in this world.
Also fair.
Anyways. You sneak in. I'm going to say, everyone, if you guys want to make a brain check to see if you notice that Ruth and Flora pop back in, you can. Otherwise, you guys get in, you fall asleep. No issues. The following morning wakes up. General Timon looks at Flora and Ruth and goes, "Why? You went to like the single most dangerous part of the desert. Why?"
I mean, we wanted to figure out what we were potentially dealing with.
Right.
And we were fine. We were safe. We flew there. We stayed far away from the sandworms.
What? Okay, from the mission I know that you guys are on, you're just coming in to try to convince my wife, I mean the Empress,
Oh yeah.
to release the prisoner to you.
Did we know
yeah.
this is the
Everyone-
player?
You're
acting?
your wife's personal guard?
Everyone be getting together with their coworkers.
Sexual harassment is rampant in Zara, and no one is talking about it.
No one
They
is
might be-
talking about
They might be on file with HR.
First of all, me.
There's still a weird, even if they are on file with HR, there's still a weird power dynamic.
Me and Cora were already together before I took the role. All right, okay.
Nepotism.
There's no winning. There's no winning this one.
Who wants scrambled eggs for breakfast?
Me.
That sounds great.
Does someone have scrambled eggs?
Also, Ken, is there an opportunity for me to pull all my friends to the side real quick without other people?
You guys are.
Listening.
You guys can walk ahead. Keelan and Timmel are gonna just walk behind you this entire time. Are you pulling Barrick aside too?
I'll pull Barrick aside too. I trust Barrick. So the judgment, we saw Judgment last night. And I got my luck back. He gave me all my luck. He said he was only going to give me part of my luck, but he gave me all my luck back. I still kind of feel like it's a trap because he's not, I don't think he's the generous type, but for right now, I think I do have my luck.
Exciting.
Yeah. So
Do you
yes.
feel different?
My body feels a little bit strange, but I think maybe it's just getting used to it again, but I'm hoping that means weird things won't just continue happening around me.
Well,
That would
that's
be
awesome.
ideal. That would be good.
Also, we went to the obelisk last night. It was really not bad. But, Marrika, do you still have your coin?
Yeah.
What does it look like?
Mine,
Is it the same as mine? Or one of ours is dark, one of ours is light?
Yeah.
Yes, Marrika has one that is silver, and you have one that is more like a worn blackened steel.
Can I see it?
Yeah. Here.
I just try to like put them together. Put them on top of each other.
Make them kiss.
Yeah, sure.
Put them near each other.
You fit them together, and it looks like if when you hold them close enough together, you can see the seam itself disappears, as if these are both from the same coin. But they have been split, so they do not adhere back together. Barrett goes, when did you guys get the coin?
When we died,
Yeah.
I don't know. We had this.
When people
We were
die.
both in this cave. There was some lady carving runes. Although, also, that lady had a tattoo that looked like something that I saw in the mountain with the automaton that tried to kill me and then I guess gave me my power. So that's a weird thing. But she had like a collar on her neck that was electrocuting her when she stopped working. It didn't seem like a good place to be.
Mm-hmm.
But she gave us these coins.
No. I don't know how familiar you guys are with vintage coins. Those are not like currency. They were given to like old followers of one. I mean, Sir Liam has one, so I've only seen it there, and this is the second one I've ever seen. So,
But there's two of them. What do you mean?
well, it looks like it was one coin at one point that's been split into
Okay.
two sides of the same coin.
So mine has a hammer on the one side. What's on yours?
And mine has a hammer on one side.
So it's a hammer on both sides.
And one's dark and one's light.
Yeah, it was it was representation of one's power to create as a hammer does to build, but also hammers are often used as blunt weapons to destroy. So it was a kind of a symbolic thing. So, and Sir Liam McCarthy told me that he was only gifted one because he showed great ability to create and destroy. So, again,
Who'd he get it from?
he said it was given to him by an old friend. I don't know who, though. Yeah. Did you see anything else at the obelisk? Like, did you see a sandworm?
Yeah, under the sand. We were in the air.
Were they big?
Otherwise, they would just call it worm.
You are so right, Akari. Yeah, it was very big. It was the size of the train.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. At this point, you guys are walking past Westport Bay, and you can see the coastline and where a bunch of ships are docked right now.
I'm gonna walk next to Ellinor and just like, hey, Ellie, I had a quick question for you. So, like, where did you have your Theo, your adorable little man? Right? Where did you meet him?
Oh, we were actually set up on a blind date by
Fun.
my sister. She knew about him from some sort of bowling league or something. And I don't know, we just we ended up at a restaurant, and now it's been 30 years.
Like bowling, you'd say like he's an athlete?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, okay.
It was mostly just for fun. To be honest, he's
That
not
makes more
very
sense.
good at bowling.
I won't tell him. But, like, so you met and like he was like obviously like super annoying at first, right?
No,
You didn't
no.
want him around at all.
No, I was immediately like, we had a very strong connection that it was, like I found a piece of me that was missing, and I didn't really want to ever be apart from him.
Oh, Ellie, that's really sweet. We'll get you back to him soon.
Was Mark, like, you didn't really, you didn't like him?
Yeah, Mark sucked.
Okay. Well,
Like,
I'll tell you this, dear. That's not love. So
I was kind of hoping you'd say that.
that's okay that everyone goes through difficult relationships. I had my fair share before I was your age too. However, when you find the right person, it's very easy. So
I like that. Oh my gosh. You're just like full of a lot of wisdom, and like even though you're like older, you're still like really pretty. So like,
thank
you've
you.
just got like everything going for you.
Oh.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you. I still have some scrambled eggs from breakfast. Do you want some more?
Sure.
The question still stands: where did Akari get those scrambled eggs?
Yeah, really.
I wouldn't worry about
We're not asking too many questions.
You guys are now coming up on into the Kingdom of Gore Rule. Give you a quick description of this. It's just a lot of stonework. The streets are very wide, with very tall walls leading up down these down these streets is just the steps leading into the Capitol building, which is where the Empress stays. Timon goes, all right, so this is your last chance, guys. If you have anything weird stuff to go do it out here, because once you get in there, you gotta act all proper. Because
we'll embarrass you in front of your wife.
yes.
I'm gonna
What would you say is
look over at Haley and be like, do you have anything you'd like to say, dear, before we get in?
Hey. You know what? I'll just drop one. Fuck the government before we enter. How about that?
That's funny
I'm all
because General
here for
Timon
it.
already is.
I'm gonna give you a point.
Nice. That was a good one, Ruth.
God.
Ruth, you're growing on me.
Guys, I really think meeting you all has been a disaster to my religion, but
I don't think that we were the disaster to your religion.
okay, well.
Yeah, it does seem like this whole meeting
hurts.
God thing was the real.
Well, maybe so.
Timon goes, all right there, cool. We need them. Okay.
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
Oh, yeah. Actually, why did your wife/boss request us specifically?
Just wife. All right. It's.
I mean, I guess yeah. If she's queen, then you are also in a like.
Yeah, I am also an empress as well. So.
General
Wow,
Emperor.
I've been not respecting you enough.
My question still
I'm
stands.
so sorry.
What was your question? All I heard was my wife/boss, and then I blacked out.
Why did she request us specifically?
You're gonna have to ask her.
Okay, we
But
will.
aren't you an empress and should be sharing in like Empress Tashkil's vision?
I take care of the war stuff. She takes care of the big stuff. All right.
I feel like in some monarchies, it's like the person who marries in doesn't have the same level of power as the person who was born in.
We're not gonna talk about this because it might be a sore subject for some people. We'll just get rid.
I do have one last question, and I think you're gonna appreciate this one.
Okay.
I don't think she will.
We are hoping to get in the Empress's good graces. So,
Yeah.
like, what does she like? What does she not like? Is there anything in particular that you, from your also Empress perspective, think that she could use that we might be able to help with or provide so that we can all come away from this happy?
I've been married to my wife for the past 30 years.
Congrats.
And as long as I can know her, she's had everything she's ever wanted. But the only thing she ever asks of people is honesty. So.
Does she like Musicals, because I have a spare Rent CD.
Maybe we don't lead with that.
I will. I'll bring it up to her. All right. I wouldn't lead with that. I'll bring it up to her. Okay.
I just ask because, like, if she likes musical theater, fine. She'll like this. If she's really into musical theater, she probably won't like Rent.
Yeah. I wouldn't go there. It
is. Isn't that the one about like people who are trying to like, I don't know, they're mad that their landlord increased their rent, and then they're just like, okay, but also not
like the
increasing it that
really,
much.
but also the really
Yeah, because like
likable
on the
character
surface of it, I
dies.
agree with the like landlords are shitty thing, right? But then when you dig into it, they're rich.
Yeah.
And the friends around them are poor and going through shit. But anyway.
Oh my gosh, should we like pick up a gift?
Well, that's what I'm trying to
It comes with the
determine
interest.
if she's a good candidate for the Rent CD.
We're okay. One already here. We passed by the last gift shop, back in the northern border. All right.
Oh,
You don't have any gift shops anywhere in your whole country?
Why would you
have
get a
birthday presents?
gift from the place? It's like grabbing a flower pot from your mom's house and being like, "I got this for you."
Could we do that?
No.
Okay.
I do have a teapot.
How did she get
Okay,
the
I'll give her a
tacky
teapot.
souvenirs?
Oh, I have a snake plant.
Here, do you want to put it in the teapot? Will it fit?
Do you think your wife would like a snake plant? If no, I don't want to waste it.
Okay, she really does like indoor plants. So,
Okay.
So I think
Okay, we can do that.
I think I did not know a snake plant was on the table. I think a snake plant would actually really win her over.
Okay. I'd like to go and get my snake plant.
Okay. I don't know if it's going to undo the fact that you guys are trying us to get us to release the guy who killed my son. So there might be a little bit of a give and take there. So
Snake plant can't help her.
no, it wouldn't hurt. So
Great.
I'm sorry for your loss.
no,
Yeah,
you didn't kill him.
I think we've gotten as much weird out as we can.
Great. Cool. All right, let's get up the stairs. You guys walk all the way up these stairs, and as you're walking through the streets, you don't notice any like doors or windows or people necessarily. It's in the middle of the day. The sun's out. It's very hot. But you don't notice anybody walking around besides just you.
That's weird.
Okay, General, I'm so sorry. I do have one question as we're walking here.
Why are you
it?
whispering?
I don't know. I just am. Where is everyone?
It's quiet.
It's the middle. It's hot. It's high. It's the high sun. No one hangs out outside during the high sun unless they need to.
So you do a little like midday siesta?
No, we just hang out in our. There's a whole underground network of houses and stuff. I don't know if you've ever been to the Kingdom of Gore before.
No, your borders are closed.
Well, they've only been closed for the past 5 years. Anyways, and you seem a lot older than a 5-year-old. Anyway,
Not everyone can travel.
Yeah, not everyone can travel.
He was a famous music
that.
person, but yeah.
Anyways,
We could never book a venue out here.
the Kingdom of Gorul was once a giant's kingdom. So many of the buildings and such have sunken underground. And we are currently walking in what was at one point the forge of the giants. So that's where we are right now. So a lot of buildings are just underground. People don't really hang out outside until it's dark outside. Any other questions before we see my loving wife? Loving, all-powerful, eternal flame. Pun intended.
Has she got like fire?
She's the Flame Empress. That's her whole thing.
I understand that. Let me amend my question. Does she have like fire around her on her body? Can she make fire?
We're just going to walk up. Oh, it's more of like you gotta see her to believe her. So you guys walk into the Grand Hall, and we will end it there tonight. Thank you for a very fun roleplay episode tonight, guys. I really appreciate that. Thank you all for watching a very role-playing episode tonight. And we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.